Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. I'm sorry I got to do this by phone. There's something going on with a laptop, so bear with me with the smaller screen. I'm going to talk about something that somebody on Reddit was asking me about. They're talking about ghosting. Okay, they had a friend who they thought everything was going fine between them. The person ghosted them. I didn't talk to this person for months, and they came back to talk to me about it, and they said, hey, the person still isn't talking to me. And they wondered whether they should go kind of try to go and contact the person to see if maybe the person just needed to take a break from them and maybe they should talk to that person again. And I said, no. This is part of the law of attraction. Okay, so I'm real big on that on my channel, Otherworldlies, the law of attraction. Whatever you chase is going to run from you. Okay, so we need to be stoic if we want to win in life. All right, so if somebody is rejecting you for whatever reason, it doesn't matter if it's not your fault. It doesn't matter if you didn't do anything. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're tripping. It does not matter. If somebody is rejecting you for whatever reason, it doesn't matter if it's a misunderstanding, if they just drop you and you don't have closure or whatever, you still need to leave them alone. If they want to get away from you, they ghost you, they stop communicating with you with no explanation or whatever like that, you don't even need to know why. All right, because that phrase, rejection is God's protection. That's the absolute truth. And I know people don't like to hear that. They're like, that's just some nonsense people say. No, that's the truth. Rejection is God's protection. I want you to think about it this way. Let's say somebody is getting into some they're Breaking Bad, okay? They're getting into some situations that are against the law, all right? Sometimes they want to push you away because they don't want to pull you in, all right? They don't want to get you into some situations where you're being implicated in whatever they're doing. Okay, so, and they may not want you to know what they're doing. They don't want to get you wrapped up in their business, okay? They don't want to get you into some situation where you're going to have to keep secrets for them. They don't want to get you exposed to bad people. All right. Maybe they're being blackmailed or something like that. They don't want to get you involved. Okay, so you got to understand that we live in a world full of people that are doing things that are sometimes a little dishonest. Sometimes people get set up, sometimes things happen and they got to... Sometimes people got to push you away. Don't try to save people. Don't try to find things out. Don't try to get to the bottom of it, okay? When people push you away, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to find out all the answers. I've had people decide they don't like me, all right, because of what somebody said about me that wasn't true. And this is how I feel about it, you guys. If they were so ready to believe something bad about me, they already didn't like me. And that's okay. That's okay. Not everybody has to like you. There's no rule that said, just because I'm a nice person, everybody has to like me. I have news for you. A lot of people don't like nice people. They think because you're nice, you're insincere. Or they just don't vibe with you. They're not resonating on the same level as you. So it's like, just because you're nice, just because you were always honest with them, just because whatever. I mean, you might remind them of someone who did something to them in the past, or they just don't like your face. I mean, there could be, I know that sounds funny or whatever. I'm not like really trying to be funny, but I mean, there could be some nonsense reason they don't like you. I've had people who don't like me because they don't like my hair color. that it just gets on their nerves. And I mean my natural hair color, not this one. Okay? So I just had people that just decided they don't like me for some stupid reason. Okay? Maybe I remind them of somebody else or a certain type of person or whatever, because people judge a book by its cover. They decide they don't like you for some superficial reason. Okay? You don't have to do anything to anybody for them to just decide overnight they just don't want to be your friend anymore. Maybe they don't like the stuff you're posting on social media. It could be a political view. It could be the memes you're posting. It could be the other people you're friends with, like, oh God, they're friends with so-and-so. I don't want to be friends with them if they befriended so-and-so. Or again, they heard some rumor about you. They decided they believe the rumor. Okay? Again, there's something about them where they decided they already didn't like you. Okay? Do you really need to be friends with somebody like that? I mean, there was somebody who made up something really bad about me, and a big group of people believed it. And this other friend said, hey, do you want me to go and clear your name? And I said, no, F all of them, okay? Just F them all, because they wanted to believe it. So let them believe it. Let that be their truth, because they apparently didn't like me in the first place if they were ready to believe it. And then the person who was spreading the rumor, he found out it wasn't true in the first place. And he was trying to be all buddy-buddy with me and trying to, because he was mistaken in the first place, and he was all trying to get close to me again. I was like, no, but I'd appreciate it if you tell people you were wrong. I mean, I doubt he's going to do that because he's going to have to embarrass himself. But, his punishment is he doesn't get to be friends with me anymore. And all those people were trying to be nice to me afterwards. And I was just like, I just wanted to show them my middle finger. But I was just kind of like, I just brushed them off, like, you're a bunch of peasants, just get away from me. That's kind of how I acted. Like, yeah, you had your chance to not judge me, and you did. So the way I think about you is something I'm not going to say out loud. Because there was a part of them that were already thinking something bad about me if they were ready to believe bad things. I mean, if people want to be judgmental, forget it, So here's the thing. There's this belief, and this is what this one person I was talking to thinks. They think maybe the person is mad, and they were like, I think this is wishful thinking. What do you think? And I said, yes. Because they think maybe the person is just mad, and if they wait until they cool off and they just approach them again, that it's going to be cool. And I said, no. You're going to look like a stalker. And whatever you did to offend them in the first place, if you did anything, pardon me, you are going to look like if you didn't offend them before, you're going to offend them now. Because they're trying to get away from you in the first place, and you won't leave them alone, and now you pop up again. Because I've had people in my life do that. I've had to ghost people because I've tried to tell them in a gentle way and even in a direct way, hey, I don't really want to hang out with you anymore or whatever, No, I don't like what you're doing or whatever. They weren't taking the hint. They weren't taking my direct words, so I just had to block, delete, and do all that stuff. I don't want them trying to show back up. Okay, and I've had people do that to me before where they thought, oh, she's just mad. Okay, well, there's just a certain point where when I'm done with somebody, I'm done with them. Like, they hurt me enough, or they offended me enough, or they just showed their character enough where I'm like, okay, I don't want to waste any more time or energy on this individual. There's nice people out there I'd rather be friends with. And if these people are in my way, I can't meet better people. I can't go on my spiritual journey. I can't go and do better things with my life, because these people are in my way and I've already figured them out and I don't like what I figured out, you know, so I just don't want them in my life anymore. I just, you know, moving on to something better, right? So they pop up again and just like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you here? Why are you bothering me? Like, seriously. So if, you know, I said, if you pop up again, that person is going to resent your presence. So don't do it. Okay, that at the very worst, they're going to think you're a stalker. Because I've had people do that. I've had people just do that to me over and over and just like stalk me for years. Not, you know, threaten violence against me, but just not want to leave me alone. And I would just keep brushing them off and I would literally tell them to leave me alone. And they'd, are you still mad at me? I just told you to leave me alone. I just don't want to be around you. You know, it's not me being mad. It's just me not liking you. You know, I don't have to have any strong emotion tied to it. Believe me, if I had a strong emotion, you can tell. You know, there's no strong emotion. I just don't like you. Like, I'd rather do something else with my time, honestly. So that's all I have to say. I feel bad for that person I'm talking to because they really miss that particular person. And for them to return to my answer to their question, like, it was like 6 months ago, I was answering their question and they returned to my answer and asked me, should they reappear in that person's life? They're still entertaining the idea. I just feel bad for them. So hopefully they listen, because if they don't, they're going to get hurt. That person's going to think they're a stalker. So let's hope they just leave them alone. And it's the holidays, and right now people feel lonely and they're trying to reconnect with people, and it's a real rough time for a lot of people emotionally. So just try to be kind, but be honest. If you don't want people around, if they don't listen, you're gonna have to ghost them. But just be honest and be as kind about it as you possibly can, but be honest. Okay. All right. This has been Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. I love you all. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope this resonated with someone. I hope this helps somebody, and I will see you in the next content. Bye-bye.